Hi, I'm Ginny Blades. My husband Harry and I and my two sons live here on Madison Avenue on the edge of Culver City and Mar Vista. I'm a member of Transition Mar Vista and Transition Culver City, and today we've invited people to come for a work party. We're going to build an overflow rain garden. We took our lawn out a couple of years ago, and we're trying to create a public space so that we really can enjoy the outside. We have an outside patio, we put in a little park bench. We're trying to fade the area between the outside and the inside, and we encourage our neighbors to come and hang out and sit and that sort of thing. We've invited our friend John Tukotsky, who is a professional landscape architect and also studying permaculture, and he is going to be leading our work project today, and he's going to help teach people how to calculate the rainwater fall off of your roof, and also to how to develop these soak-in rain gardens so that you're not having the water run off into the street and out to the sea.
Let's get in here and just kind of get with our feet. Let's compact the edge of the berm here. Not too much, but just enough so it's a little more solid. And then once we've done that, we can actually start putting the mulch in the pit.
Yeah, you got it.
Perfect. Beautiful. When they get big enough, then we can put some mulch. If I can get a couple of guys with strong backs that get the box of rocks over here.
Where do the rocks go?
Box of rocks. Box of rocks, man.
Are the rocks just in that section?
Yeah. Well, the rocks are actually here to slow the water down so that we don't get a big washout. So that's why I've got these. They're beautiful. They're granite cobbles, but they're, you know, they had some really perfect, rounded ones, and I said, oh, they look gorgeous, but they won't do it because they need to be rough. They need to slow the water down. This is one of those things where it's a balance between, you're going to have to keep an eye on it because you don't want it to be a trip hazard, but this whole area is going to be down below, the adjacent planting area. That's the whole purpose of kind of making a reservoir here. And what I'm going to do here, watch it once, I want to take out this little bump just so that the water really knows that we want it to go this way. So the rocks, that's perfect. That worked out perfectly. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and cut the trench back so that, the pipe will be at a slight angle. And then that way we can connect another piece over to the structure. And then we can move the pipe over. Look at that. That's beautiful. We're in earthquake country. So we have to think about this stuff. And when I got 1,000 pounds of water hanging out here, you want to make sure you got a nice, big, strong footing. This is the steel bracket. This steel bracket actually sits in the concrete. That really holds it steady. And then he has these cross bottom piece and these cross pieces, so it's pretty structurally sound. All right. Look at that. It actually fits. Yeah. There are many different kinds of tanks. Probably when we think of a tank, we may think of a round tank, a big round tank. Well, there's a lot of companies now that are making what are called slimline tanks. This is really a growing industry, and it allows people a lot of flexibility for something just like this. I mean, we don't have a lot of room to work, but here we are. We have 2 tanks. So that'll come out, it'll drain out here over the rocks, slow it down, and then allow it to saturate into the mulch pit. So we've used a lot of the existing material, which is nice, so we haven't had to throw things away or take it to the dump. And then also the idea of stacking layers, or the stacking principle in permaculture, where we're taking the overflow from the rainwater harvesting tanks and it's going in here. It'll be watering plants that we'll have here. The plants that we've picked will do well in the shade. Plants will also be producing food for the homeowner. And a couple of the plants we have produce edible berries not only for us, but for the birds as well. We have this one beautiful California currant that has yellow flowers, which is very attractive to hummingbirds too. What we're doing today requires a lot of tools and skills that maybe some of us don't have. If you didn't have the tanks, but if you just had a simple downspout, You could just basically do half of what we've done today. You could create these mulch pits and keep the water on site. But then on the flip side of that, the idea too, especially with transitions, the idea of working with your friends, working with the community to build community, to say, hey, I know how to do this. I have these tools. I have these skills. I can come over and help you. So you go over there and you help them, and they come back and help you. So it's a matter of being able to build community, sharing skills, and teaching as well, because we all learn from each other.
So, and I go, oh, that's really nice, but the actual doing of it,
Yep.
hey, I could do this. I could do this.